It is the locals, the New South Wales Waratahs, the only team without a new captain and a new coach, but a lot of other things have changed at the Tars for 2023. To find out more, please welcome Captain Jake Gordon and head coach Darren Coleman.
Oh, Marky Mark, that is some kind of finish. Strong through the line. Magic from the Waratahs.
Intercepted. Jake Gordon.
That's brilliant.
Parisi gets the ball away.
Papa scores. Absolutely brilliant.
So to the Tars to finish off with, you two, I can't see any bags under the eyes. You both slept out at Allianz last night. DC, I think you were smart enough, showed some wisdom in putting your sleeping bag under the little coach's cover there, is that right?
Yeah, we had a bit of a different preparation for today. It was good to get to connect with our home ground and the sleep out. Yeah, it was. I had a few senior players whispering in my ear that maybe it wasn't the way to go once it started raining, but no, we stuck it out, and it was a good bonding experience. And as I said, we got to know our home ground a bit better.
Well, you get to know it on Friday week. How important is this win first up against the Brumbies? You've been pretty clear about where you want to take and how you want to take your team in 2023.
Yeah, there's obviously every game's worth the same amount of points. It's pretty cliche, but when you spend 6 months building for our game, it carries a bit more weight. So yeah, we just want to make sure we put a really good performance in front of our home crowd. It's a good opportunity for rugby and a good opportunity for rugby in Sydney to have a bit of a showcase event, get people back in believing and following the Waratahs. And if we put on a good performance and get the win, I think it's just going to build momentum for our team.
Now, Jake, you look around the room, a lot of people here have tried to lose some weight over summer. You guys have tried to put on some weight over summer, and it's been pretty successful. You've beefed up as a team. Can you talk us through that idea and why the need?
I did most of the putting on the weight, I think.
Yeah, I think Nick Lumley, who's our strength and conditioning coach, did a great job over the pre-season. I think what you saw probably in the later rounds of Super Rugby Pacific against some of the Kiwi teams, we couldn't contain their big forward pack. I think you saw that probably in the Blues and the Hurricanes game. They sort of got the front foot and we couldn't really nullify the threats up the middle. So that was one of our big focus points, was powering up over the pre-season. I think on average we put on 7 or 8 kilos across the pack. So yeah, looking to make a difference there.
And you look at the team on paper and there are some imports, but it's largely New South Wales born and bred. It's got a real sort of state of origin feel about it. Is that what it feels like to be part of the team?
Yeah, I think, when you look at the squad, majority of the squad are New South Wales born. I think apart from a few, maybe Charlie Gamble, he's pretty keen to get into the Wallabies after you heard his press conference last week. But yeah, no, it's good. A lot of the boys have a strong affiliation with Shoot Shield. And yeah, so, it's exciting. I think the more guys we can get from New South Wales who, as we say, bleed blue, the better.
And DC, a lot of your players, and thinking in terms of this first game, and obviously you talk about how important it is, a lot of your players may not have played at Allianz before, certainly not the new Allianz Stadium, but some not even at the old Allianz Stadium. Can you talk about how you want to make it a fortress, but also make it an event for Tars fans that a bit old school perhaps, like it used to be?
Yeah, I've probably said this a bit, and it was actually walking in there for our season launch last night. I walked in with Marky, and he'd never even been in the joint. So I think we calculated there's 5 or 6 of Jake's vintage that have actually played at the footy stadium before it got taken down. So there's not a whole lot of assimilation with it. But I was here through the late 90s and early 2000s when rugby was really strong, and I remember there's nothing better than being in the pubs around Paddington and that sort of people in their blue jerseys streaming into the footy stadium, and it was a great night. The game had finished and the Bundy bar would go off, and it was just a really good event to bring the rugby community together. So yeah, we definitely want to get that back. I know I can't sort of spend too much time on that aspect. I've got to get a winning football team, but we want people to come. It's a great facility, enjoy their night, be able to support a team that maybe not win every week, but we'll give it a good crack and then reconnect with all their rugby friends from around Sydney and New South Wales.
Make it the hottest ticket in town. All right, so a couple of viewer questions, fan questions. To you first, DC. Nemani Nadolo, what's he brought and how excited have you seen him? How excited have you been to see him in the TARS system?
He brought about 148 kilos when he first got here. We got him down to about 132 now. I think he's still at breakfast, actually. I left him this morning. But no, he's a big boy. He's, I think we've seen it in the Queensland Reds trial last week where he got down that well-positioned try in the corner where he placed that one firmly in the corner there, that when he is close to the line, he's a handful. So I think he just brings another dimension to our team, and he's a bit of a fan favourite. Like, you watch the kids come up to him after the game, they're looking up, and he's a big man. And I think kids need heroes, and they need sort of things to look to, and he's a good man. Namsy, he's been around the world, and he's played in some of the biggest competitions in the world, so he'll be a fan favourite, I hope.
He's at one end of his career. Jake, who's a player that we're not really talking about now, who may be just starting off in their career and will be on everyone's lips in a couple of months' time?
I think it's pretty hard to go past Maxi Jorgensen at the moment. He's a really exciting young talent. I think you probably saw glimpses of that last week. That Reds try in the corner, pretty good footwork on a really good outside back in Filippo. So I'm excited for Maxi to see his progression throughout the year. But yeah, I definitely think he's an exciting talent.
All the best to both of you for 2023. Thanks for being with us today, and go well against the Brumbies, a blockbuster to begin the year at Allianz Stadium Friday week on Stan Sport. Thanks very much.
Cheers, guys.